Alright boys and girls, welcome back to the Joy of Sticks. StickHead here with your Atari ST gaming channel. Now, it's blowing a gale outside, my hair's a mess and I don't want to appear on camera. So what better reason to sit down and get a little gameplay video going. So let's crack on with my favourite Atari ST games. Now, where were we? Number 10, that was Sensible Soccer. Number 9 was Populous. Number 8 was Oids. So here we go with number 7, Lemmings. Now Lemmings was a game by DMA Design, who are probably more famous for what they would go on to achieve than you know, what they were doing at this particular time. Though it can be argued Lemmings, you know, provide a bit of a financial and creative foundation, gain them the respect they needed to go on to greater things, and of course they'd go on to make Grand Theft Auto, which, you know, just went through the roof. Lemmings was hugely popular, but Grand Theft Auto took it to another level, and obviously they went on then to change over to rebrand themselves as, I wonder if I can quit this. I didn't mean to put it on such an easy level, I promise. Let's see if I can fail on purpose and we can hopefully restart. What was I saying? Yeah, so they would rebrand themselves as Rockstar and then go on to make Grand Theft Auto 3 and its various iterations, and then Grand Theft Auto 4, which are obviously massive success, amongst the most popular games ever made. So, oh, here we go. Let's change the difficulty level. What have we got? We've got fun, far too easy, tricky, taxing. I'm going to go for taxing, feeling quite confident. Here we go. Come on then. If at first you don't succeed. Anyway, so what could be said about Lemmings that hasn't been said a million times before? I don't know, to be honest. If you don't know about Lemmings, you must have been buried under a rock. Oh my word. Just realised I've only got 2 bashes. Oh, and I've just wasted one. Okay, that's not good. I should have picked taxing, I think. So how am I going to do this then? I've got no bashes left. Let's just check they're not dying. Okay, so I can climb. That's not going to be particularly useful. How many builders have I got? It was wasting that basher was the killer. Alright, let's see if I can build up far enough to then tunnel through with the digger. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, what hasn't been said a million times already about this game? Absolute classic. But I tell you what, I'll talk about it as if nobody's ever played it before, and you never know, it might just happen upon something interesting. There's always a chance. Oh, what's that? Right, here we go. So that, oh, I really am going to have to start again now, aren't I? Okay. I tell you what, I'm really struggling to play this and talk about it at the same time. So I'm going to put it on a slightly easier difficulty. Never mind. Bye, Lemmings. Oh, I've pressed left button to try again. Oh, what an idiot. Alright then, that was fate. Something was telling me not to give up. Yeah, so right, your Lemmings drop out of this trapdoor and they are completely brainless. They just walk in one direction, fall off ledges, wherever they go, and if that's into the jaws of death, then so be it. They'll keep doing that over and over and over until they're all gone. So you're taxed with telling them what to do in order to survive and eventually reach this, their home over here. Now, you can tell them to do, let's have it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different things. I'll pause it for a second so I can tell I don't want my time to run out. We've got a climber here, over here. We've got, obviously they climb up stuff, that's, you know, self-explanatory. This is a floater. Lemmings do splat into lots of tiny pieces if they fall too far, so give them an umbrella and they'll be fine. This is a bomber, I think it's called. If there's a lemming you don't want anymore, it's getting in the way, or you want it to stop doing what it's doing, you can explode it. This is a blocker. It's one of the most useful geezers in the game because it'll actually stop lemmings from careening to their death. This is a builder. You saw that in the last round. It will slowly build diagonally up a certain amount of tiles. When his tiles run out, he'll stop building and go back to normal. This one here is the basher, and that's the one I've used here to go vertically through the obstacle. This is, I think it's called a digger, and they go horizontally down as they dig. So that's going to cause me some troubles here. If I go down there, I'm not going to be able to get through, so I'm going to have to rethink, and like as I was attempting before, see if I can build up and then dig down. Where are we? This one, well, that might be called a digger, I don't know, but this one digs vertically, straight down. Very useful. It's worth noting that these digging type lemmings can't dig through metal. They can only dig through rock and stone and mud and that kind of thing. Here you can increase the rate of lemmings coming out of the trapdoor. Yeah, this is the trapdoor here. Or you can slow it down. Now you can't slow it down less than the starting amount, so 40 is the lowest it will go at the moment. Some levels it forces them out at 99, which lemmings are pretty much touching up against each other. That makes it quite difficult. Now I paused it. That's what that button does, pause, very funny. And here we've got nuke, so if a level goes horribly wrong, double click on that and it bombs all your lemmings basically. Alright, let's crack on with this level. I'm going to make sure I get the right guy. Dig up here. Now there's a handy little hint, it starts to make a noise. Oh, when he's running out of tiles, so you know that gives you a chance to then click on him again, because if he was over a yawning chasm then he'd have fell to his death, but luckily he wasn't. So here we go. Oh, he's digging away at my bridge. I was a little bit late on that there. Oh man, I'm fouling this up badly. Well, oh look what's, oh my word. See, the lemmings have this uncanny ability to do just the wrong thing. Oh, I've got no diggers left. Oh, I tell you what. Yeah, they've got this ability just to bugger it up for you, just when you least want it to. So yeah, let's forget that level. I'll show you an easier level. I promise you, I used to be half decent at this game, and I have done that level before. Never mind, let's go back to tricky. Oh, it's been a long day at work. You know, you'll have to forgive me. This should be a doddle, that sounds more like it. Alright, let's give it a pause and let's have a little look. Alright, we've got a bit of a chasm there, need to avoid, and a rock which we can bash. Alright, simples. Now, of course, while I'm building here, then lemmings are going to fall in there, so what I'm going to have to do is utilise a blocker. And then this fella can be my John Rambo all-action lemming and sort out this level for me. Now, if I let him die down this chasm, that causes a big problem. So I mustn't let him run out of tiles. Manic clicking. Mustn't let him run out of tiles and fall down that chasm, because then I'd have no one to bash through here. As you can see, this level is so much easier than the last one. To be honest, the last one probably wasn't that difficult. I was just being a bit of a klutz. And this is a game that does not reward clumsiness. Alright, so there we go. Right, now he's bashed his way through. He's going to make his way to the exit. Let's watch him. Let's watch him reach freedom. Yay! And of course, us ST owners always looked on jealously at features that Amiga gamers were enjoying. Sampled speech being one of those in this game. When the lemming was blowing up there, he'd have said, "Oh no!" And yeah, let's up this rate here because we know this level's in the bag. Saying that, you know, they are lemmings, they will find a way to totally chuff this up for me. Yeah, so they'd say, "Oh no!" when they explode, and they'd go, "Hooray!" or something like that as they'd enter. But hey, you know, I don't care. What's a bit of sampled speech between friends? So, I mean, this game really tapped into something in me when I was a nipper. I must have been about 12 or so, 11 or 12 when I first saw this game being played on an Amiga, funnily enough. And the aesthetic of the game really did tap into my core. I mean, at the time, if you check any of the backs of my exercise books before I discovered Lemmings, it would be little army men having a little war, shooting each other. You know, loads of little tiny guys, some of them parachuting down, some of them shooting each other, some of them flying planes, that kind of thing. If you're a lad around the same kind of age as me, then you know exactly what we used to get up to, that kind of thing. And then, you know, Lemmings had just really tapped into that, these little geezers. It was quite violent with the traps and the way they died, and you could make them explode and stuff like that. And obviously all the little jobs you could give them really really sung to me. And a lot of, in the back of my exercise books then for the next few months, were drawings of lemmings instead. So that's why it appealed to me. Right, this one's quite a simple level, but actually it's really boring. So this is not going to be very exciting to watch. I don't want to up this too much because I'll make it too difficult for myself. But I don't want to leave it on 1 because it'll just get really boring. So yeah, this is what often happens in a level of Lemmings. It seems really simple, but then you're limited. And in this case, you're limited to diggers only. Now, if I were to just let a lemming drop off, he splats. But I have not left enough space here. Oh, he's dead. Now, if I have to get 100%, obviously I've failed this level already, because I haven't left enough space between the lemmings to scroll the screen and then successfully oh, I clicked on him about 3 times. Yeah, so you get the idea. They splat if they fall from the ledge, but if they dig, they end up just low enough to survive. There you go. So if I didn't speed it up, I'd have enough time to click on them, scroll it across, and then keep clicking on them, and then they wouldn't die. But yeah, I made a rod for my own back there with my own impatience. So yeah, that's kind of the way Lemmings does things. Sometimes it can look really easy, but there's something insidious in the level. I mean, the really devious designers of these levels. Something like that, you think, oh, you know, just let them drop, or give them an umbrella, it'll be fine. There you go. Yeah, so I needed 100% for that, so that's a fail. Tell you what we'll do, we'll go back to the level and we'll try a Mayhem level. Let's see what that's like. So it's the limitation of what lemmings you have available that often gives you the puzzle. Sometimes you'll get loads of lemmings, loads of different types, and it's the level itself that's the challenge. Sometimes it's the resources you have available that's the challenge, and that's kind of the core of what I love about Lemmings, is, you know, this kind of simple system, but they've really... Oh, I see. How's that for Mayhem? They are instantly falling to their doom. Right, let's see how many I can save. Not a great deal. See, that is Mayhem. How on earth do you do that? Okay. I've got an idea. Yeah, so on Mayhem, we're talking about like ridiculous problems that you've got to come to terms with, and it requires really quite deft mouse ability, which I don't seem to have. Right, some of them are going to die. There's nothing we can do about that. Right, he's survived and stopped him from falling to his doom. And he's there. Right, now I can save some geezers. I don't know if I want to use all my floaters here. Now obviously each level comes with a quota of lemmings that you're supposed to be saving. Hopefully the quota's not too high on this level, because I actually don't stand a chance. Alright, let's build over the blocker, because they're going to splat down here, aren't they? Now, I know a couple of my geezers are floaters, so they'll survive. Oh, see, that's absolute carnage. Right, so I'll get this guy to build up, and hopefully build up high enough to stop these guys from falling to their doom. There we go. Now, whether that's... oh, that's not enough. Oh my word. Right, let's get him to stop. Yeah, I wasn't made for a level of this difficulty, clearly. That should be high enough. There we go. Right, and look, there's still all this to go. That's ridiculous. Anyway, that's far too hard for me. But yeah, what I was talking about, the simplicity of the concept, that's what I love. A good puzzle game, I feel, should have a really simple concept at its heart. And then the complexity and the difficulty comes from the designers exploring that, you know, everything they can get out of the engine, if you like. Alright, I mean, this is ridiculously easy now. You saw me do this already. Did you see me do this already? And that's what I love about Lemmings. It's, you know, it's the aesthetic really tapped into something when I was a lad, and this kind of the idea of something really simple becoming devious and incredibly difficult through design. And it looks great. I mean, the backgrounds look fantastic. The music's quite appealing too. See, this is interesting actually. This is kind of the way the game opens. Is kind of ahead of its time, really, because I mean these are ridiculously simple levels that are just introducing the qualities of each lemming's job to you. I mean, that last level was about diggers. Yeah, dig down to save your lemmings. This one, your lemmings are going to splat, so you need to give them an umbrella. And that's very much the way modern games walk you through their early stages. They, you know, each skill is introduced to you one at a time. I mean, even in games like Limbo. No, not Limbo. What am I trying to say? Braid is a great example of that. I mean, the very first level, you walk, so you use the control stick to move your character, and then there's a crate or something in the way, and there's a picture by it that has the A button on it. So there you go. It's taught you to jump. And for me, that's how a tutorial should be done. It shouldn't be done with cutscenes and texts that you have to skip through and hand holding. It shouldn't be done that way. It should be very done in this kind of organic manner. You're playing the game, you're discovering bits about the game one by one as you go. You know, and by the time you've done 10 or 20 of these levels, you'll have discovered all the skills and all of the different situations in which you can use them. and then the designers can really start to mess with your head. And anyway, I seem to have rabbited on for 20 minutes, so I better call an end to proceedings. So there you go, that's my 7th favourite Atari ST game, Lemmings. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please stay tuned. Take care.